Hi, welcome to Gimme the Bible, where God's Word speaks for itself. In our past video, we talked about saving faith and what the Bible has to say about what real faith is all about. And as is sometimes the case with these small videos that I'm making, I may not make myself perfectly clear the way I would like to. So, just for the next couple minutes, I want to make sure that we have this grasp of what biblical faith is all about. And I really want to provide some more illustrations to help illustrate the point that biblical faith is faith that is demonstrated by action. The idea is you trust God so much that you're willing to do anything that He asks of you. And really, if there is no obedience involved at all, then it's not really real faith. Faith and obedience can't be separated. They're not two separate things in the Bible. They're always coupled together. And we talked a little bit about the example of Noah, and I think that's just a really powerful example that here God has told Noah that he's going to destroy the world with the flood. He tells him this in Genesis chapter 6 because he's sorry that he's created the world, and he commands Noah to build this ark to save himself and his household. Well, again, if Noah just said, well, I have faith, God, that you will flood the world. I believe that's what you're saying, and I have faith that you will save me and my family. Well, that would seem to be faith. That would seem to be a trust, a belief in what God said. However, he would still need to build that ark. He would still need to build that ark so that he and his family could actually be saved. And in building that ark, that would really demonstrate his faith that what God said was actually going to happen. A worldly example. Let's say you are scheduled to go in for surgery, and you've been set up with the best doctor in the country for the procedure that you're wanting to get. Well, obviously you're going to have a lot of faith in that doctor. You're going to say, wow, he's got a great track record. He's never messed up one time in surgery with this specific procedure, and there's nothing but good things about him. And so you've got all the faith in the world that he can heal you. But what if you never show up to his office? What if when it comes time for your surgery, you're not there? And the doctor calls you and he's wondering where you're at, and you said, oh, well, I had faith that you could heal me. He's going to say, well, that's nice. I'm glad you believed that I could heal you, but you never came in. You never allowed me to do what I needed to do. So that faith was pointless. That faith was useless. I recognize some people say, well, salvation is a gift from God. There's nothing we could do to earn it. And I absolutely 100% agree with that. In fact, we read from Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 and 9, which made that very point. But just because it's a gift doesn't mean there's nothing that we have to do in order to access it. If somebody gives you a gift on Christmas or, your birthday, just because you didn't deserve it doesn't mean you still have to open the gift. I mean, you're still going to have to take the wrapping off and the bow. Does that mean you deserved it? Does that mean you earned the gift? Well, no. It was still by someone's good graces that they gave that to you. Same way, I'll give you a biblical example. Joshua chapter 6. Joshua 6, when God's people are about to go in and conquer the land of Canaan, to finally enter the land of promise, they have to come up against the first city, which is Jericho, and God makes this statement. He says in verse 2, Joshua 6, verse 2, the Lord said to Joshua, see, I have given Jericho into your hand with its king and the valiant warriors. So he essentially says, I've given you this city. This is your city, Joshua. But the truth is, Joshua still had to go in there with the people. He still had to march around that city one time per day for 6 days. And on the seventh day, he had to march around it 7 times. And then the priests had to blow the trumpets. And then the people had to shout. And then the walls came crumbling down. It's an incredible story. You should definitely read it. It's very powerful. But the point is, even though it was a gift, it doesn't mean Joshua didn't have to work to access that gift. Joshua had all the faith in the world in God, which is why he went and did what he did. He did exactly what the Lord said, just like Noah did exactly what the Lord said. So our question is, we have faith that God has given us salvation, but what do we need to do to access it? And we're going to get into that in the next video. Thank you for listening, and Lord willing, I'll see you next time.